What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, what we're seeing from Solana right now is actually extremely good, and I want to kind of build on what we've been talking about for the last few days. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into it. Now guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade a little Solana yourself on up to 50x leverage, you can use that link to MarjX down below. Guys, when you do sign up, you're not going to need the KYC, meaning you don't have to hand over your personal and private information. You can literally just sign up and start trading, and they're going to give you up to $10,000. That's right, $10,000 in bonuses and rewards if you specifically use my link down below. Now, this is where I do the vast majority of my trading. I mean, you can see I keep tens of thousands of dollars on this platform because I'm trading here pretty much every single day at this point, taking some profits, doing some small leverage trades or whatever. And if you do want to try it out down below, of course, that's available for you. Now, looking at Solana's price, let's kind of give you a quick update on what we've been talking about. So over the last couple of days, we've been talking about the fact that Solana broke above this green zone of resistance. Of course, this has been the rejection zone that's been forcing Solana's price down basically for the last 9 months or so. And I told you all, if Solana can successfully establish support on top of this zone, I think we're looking good for a continuation upwards. And so as a result of that, I told you, look, as we do see Solana start giving us some clarity as to what's going on here, I'll let you know what I'm seeing and expecting and much more. And that leads us to today. So what we are seeing right now is actually very healthy from Solana, because the goal right now is for Solana to maintain above $186 and use this green box as support. What we want to see from Sol is flipping this resistance zone into a support zone and then again trying to use it to go to the upside. Now, although it is not guaranteed that that's going to happen, and there is an argument to be made that Solana's price will come back down to some of these lower levels. Some people don't think it can go back down to 160, but I know it can go back to 160. Sometimes when we have these little moments, right, where a crypto has an ascending structure like this, what you'll see is that crypto come back down, retest, lose it, come back down, hit that previous point of support off that ascending level of support, and then use that to continue upwards. So there is a still possibility that we might come back down lower than 186, but the goal right now is for that to not happen. And we're looking for signs to dictate whether or not, or help determine whether or not it's going to happen or not. So what we can see right now is that Solana's price is still on track to be able to maintain some support on top of this green zone. Not only from a structural perspective are things looking good, and what that means is that we're trending sideways like this, kind of like we did back here, right? We're not just going straight down like we did. Let's see a good example, right? Even, I mean, that looks pretty good, but you see in these moments where we just go down, just like down, like that, that's not good. Down, not good. Down, not good. But even that, not really good. But then you start to see the difference in the slope. You see how this is more vertical downwards and this is starting to get more sideways. And then you have a moment like this where it's getting even more sideways and we're actually getting green candles. And we're going in this nature. That's a good sign. Well, why? Because it means that the bulls are still stepping in. Although Solana's price did go somewhat parabolic for a couple of days there, we're not seeing, of course, all the bulls just taking profits and all the bulls selling and the shorters coming in and smashing this thing back to the downside. No. Although the bears are stepping in trying to push it downwards, the bulls are still here and buying and helping, facilitate this price staying towards the upside, which is why it's been rather sideways or somewhat consolidationary recently. And so from, again, a structural perspective, things are looking very good. And from an indicator perspective, things are looking very good. What we can do is we can look at our daily RSI, and this bad boy is now back at this RSI moving average, which is usually a good thing in terms of determining whether or not we've reset or not, but also it is now back around that 65 level. Still very elevated, don't get me wrong, that is still rather high, but obviously much better than the 78 level as we were pressing towards one of the highest points that we've been at in years. If you look at your Bollinger Bands, what you can see is that now our Bollinger Bands 20 simple moving average has now ventured its way into this green box. I told you all, in these moments where you extend outside of the Bollinger Bands, it's extremely likely that you're going to retrace back towards your 20 SMA. I mean, look at every time it's happened. We had, and this is the 20 SMA, by the way, guys, this blue line right here. You have your 20 simple moving average in the middle. You have 2 standard deviations to the top side, 2 standard deviations to the bottom side, which create the Bollinger Band envelope, just for a reminder there. But what we can see is that anytime we push to the top side, this top red line, basically, you'll almost always come back down towards the blue line, to make it simple. Or a more technical version is once you hit 2 standard deviations away from your 20 simple moving average, you're very likely to come back to that moving average because it's a moving average. And so what we can see here is that Solana's price has now both re-entered the Bollinger Band envelope, which is great, meaning that it's not extremely overextended anymore, and the 20 simple moving average is now within the zone of support that we're looking for. And so even if we do see Solana's price come all the way back down currently to 187 or 190 bucks to retest this thing as support, we're in a position in which if we can flip that thing and use it as some support, we're still sitting in this green box like we hoped we would. And so overall, everything that I'm seeing right now is that Solana is resetting very nice, indicators are cooling off, and we're opening up a door of more and more opportunity that Solana's price will try to of build this foundation in this support zone and then use it to continue upwards. And so with that in mind, although there is no clear way of knowing for sure if this is going to happen yet, there is no way to know yet. We are getting good early signs that show it's very possible, and I am very optimistic about what we're seeing from Solana right now. So I really wanted to share that with you all today, guys. I will remind you as well, if you want extra information from me, just for $1 a month, you can join the private community link down below. For $1 a month, you're going to be able to talk to me and ask people questions in the chat, and I'll answer some questions for you if I can. And then for $5 a month, you're going to get extra thoughts and insights from me about TA, the market, news, etc., daily fundamental analysis, daily technical analysis. I'm releasing a crash course for some of you new beginners out there on some things like TA, fundamental analysis, etc. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff down there just for as little as $5 a month. I don't really believe in putting a big paywall in front of true value that'll help people, especially during times like these. So I'm hoping to give you an affordable place to go during the bull market to join a community and get some insight and extra information. And don't forget, if you do want to trade a little Solana yourself on up to 50x leverage without needing any KYC, you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses and rewards if you do sign up with Margex with my link down below. But overall, that is a very, very good news for you guys. I think I'm very optimistic from what we're seeing from Solana right now, and yeah, could be building into something great. I have a couple more videos releasing today. Already released a Sui interview, or an interview with Connor Kinney on Sui. We talked about that a couple hours ago. I have a video on Shiba, Pepe, Doge, and a few more maybe coming today. I know for sure those three. We did some of our major alts. Now we're going to talk about some of our meme coins. So stay tuned for those. Turn on notifications and do subscribe. And I can't wait to see you all later. Peace out, everybody.